Hi, my name is Lieutenant Gary Aswald, and welcome to a tour of what will be the most forgotten maps of Modern Warfare 2, La Casa and Koro Village. Congrats everyone, we made it to Season 6. I honestly didn't think we'd get this far. And while a brand new game may be on the horizon with 16 remade maps to romp through, here in Modern Warfare 2, we have just as jam-packed an offering as ever. First is La Casa, a title that if I need to tell you what it means in English, then it's already too late for you. I'll give you a hint. In German, it's Das Haus. La Casa drops us into Rich Guy Number 4's palatial estate in Las Almas, which some may recognize from the campaign. That's right, we're finally allowed to play on the level that looked so fun while we were trapped in an AC-130 for half an hour. But don't let the driveway fountain, strange statues, and wine cellar bigger than my apartment fool you. The map is actually quite small, made up of two small-sized, two-story houses toward each spawn, creating a natural us versus them dynamic. I will say it is really fun clearing these buildings out room by room in non-respawn modes, and the fast-paced, close-quarters gunfights are pretty satisfying in the real game. Connecting these buildings is a corridor and above catwalk. These three components create a funnel down to the map's hotspot, the roundabout driveway, which I recommend avoiding if you like your blood staying inside your body and not all over the body of a brand new 2024 Hummer. And that just leaves the back of the estate, which is more closed off and longer range, with the shallow pond to stomp through toward a waterfall that breaks the #1 rule in video games. Instead, if you're feeling a little sweaty, feel free to hop in the spawn pool. And remember how in Cold War you could jump on the diving board and it would launch you up into the stratosphere? Well, in Modern Warfare 2, it doesn't. Probably because of all the realism they were going for. And speaking of Cold War, if you're watching this, then there's a good chance you saw my tour of Raid back then, and how the layout of that mansion didn't make any sense. And I know it was pretty nitpicky, and a lot of people correctly pointed out that it's probably the owner's staff who are doing the laundry around the place, and that houses with weird layouts get made all the time. But you know what kinds of houses don't get made all the time? Ones that don't have bathrooms. Next up is Koro Village, which despite a new snowy aesthetic is actually a remake from Call of Duty 2, which honestly I'm fine with because 2005 was so long ago, I'm not convinced it ever really happened. Now it's definitely on the larger side compared to La Casa, but it doesn't play all that slow. The name of the game here is Rooftop Combat, because almost every building has an accessible rooftop or second story to climb on top of, and most fights happen across the gap, like a turf war at the mall. This mostly vertical gameplay creates a natural no man's land in the center by the Russian gas from 2019 they still haven't found. And it's a level 5, red color coded, do not go unless you want to be Jello zone. Seriously, like don't walk here. Outside of that though, there are a handful of notable POIs around the map, like this back corner to the southeast that so many people inexplicably picked as a good camping spot. And I'm not talking about tightly patrolling an area type camping. I mean full on ass to corner, pull out a pack of weenies and pretend you like the outdoors while being eaten alive by bugs type camping. But honestly, I'm a bit surprised that we don't see more camping out of spots like the back of this truck that lines up so perfectly with the map's main through line. Now you may have noticed so far a severe lack of interiors to Koro Village, and you're not wrong. In fact, that's because despite there being about a dozen buildings scattered around the map's bounds, only 3 of them are accessible. There's the woodworking shop that mostly acts as a way to get up to the rooftops, the tanning shop which mostly acts as a way to get to the wood shop and then up to those rooftops, and the blue room in the middle, which I forget exists every single game. So that's the last of the Modern Warfare 2 postseason. And I gotta tell you, I am relieved to be done. I got a nice vacation planned, and it's gonna be great not having to make any more metaphors that are more of a stretch than Mr. Fantastic eating mozzarella sticks. So if you enjoyed, then check out the last one we did on... Wait, there's still like 6 more gunfight maps to do? And Embassy and Asilo have Halloween variants?